womp womp womp. We're doing Tea Tuesdays here in the crib. I'll get into later a little bit about why we're changing to Tea Tuesdays. Either way, concept's the same. We're drinking, we're chatting, we're hanging out, and you guys get to enjoy some tea with us. So the first tea we have here is Rose Petal Organic. These are
not
Joe's,
whatever, we give up.
Joe's teas that she has picked out for us today. And we're gonna pour some, and then we're gonna give it a sniff test. Smell it, and then we're gonna try it.
Next cup. Okay, thank you.
You got it?
Yep.
Okay. All right, let's smell this.
Oh, it smells so pretty.
It's a very strong scent. It actually reminds me of, this is just tea. It actually smells like milky a little bit.
Yeah, here, smell the petals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the petals itself smells really good.
I've had rose tea before, but I had it with a little bit of sugar and milk, and this smells exactly the same. Maybe that's why it reminds me of milk.
Oh, you're just associating them?
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right, let's try it.
No, it does feel creamy in the mouth.
It's very strong.
Yeah.
It's a little bitter.
Yeah, teas in general are supposed to be like that. And then that's why people add in milk and sugar.
But this is like, almost like mossy, like strong.
It is strong.
Bitter.
Yeah, it's a strong bitter. I feel like, did you want some like sugar real quick and just
No,
try
it's
it?
good.
Like,
It's really good.
I'm interested in how it would change with all three, like with sugar or with milk or
I mean,
with
if
something.
you want, we can.
Yeah, maybe we will. We have a lot of
Okay.
it, don't we?
We can definitely do that if you want. All right, so that's the first tea we've tried.
I like the smell of it
oh my
more
God.
than I like the taste
Never
of it.
did cheers.
Cheers!
Cheers to our Tea Tuesdays. We're a little all over the place today. Forgive us, but
That's
we
why
are.
we have tea.
Yeah, we're getting back into the rhythm of things. I hope we have some tea to share.
Oh.
So I guess we could start out with a bit of an update and probably move into the Houston storm that happened.
You mean the hurricane?
The second one. Do you want to go into updates first or storm first?
Let's do updates first.
Okay, updates.
We gotta ease them into it.
Do we do a rock, paper, scissors, or
Of
do you
course
wanna...
we
okay.
do. On shoot, right?
Yeah, sure. 3, 2, 1, shoot.
3,
2,
2, 1, shoot. Oh, who you pick?
You.
Okay. So updates. What has been happening? So you know that one Microsoft hack that happened that totally affected my work a lot. Yeah, Microsoft got hacked. But they say it wasn't a hack, it was an upgrade, and you know, someone mistyped something, blah blah blah. Guys, yeah, that's so convenient, right? It was a hack. And so a lot of my work systems got affected, and it made my work really, really crappy. But only for like a day. But still, for that one day, I was stressing. What else happened? I got a new nephew. He's like 10 days old. Really cute. I went to see my brother 3 days after it happened. And he had like panda eyes already. It's only day 3. You're not gonna do very well. It was really cute.
Oh, no.
What other updates? Well, when we get into the storm, that's the big update.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I just don't know how long this is going to take, so I wanted you to go first.
Go.
Some of you know that I went on a 5-day water fast. At first I wanted to do a 2-week water fast. First I'll get into the reason why. I've been dealing with acne, I've been dealing with bloating, I've been dealing with gut issues, and I just got so fed up. Dermatologist was like, here, take these antibiotics and put the face cream on. The face cream worked. It removed the acne if I used it for long enough, but then it would come back. And I'm like, okay, well, I didn't take the antibiotics. If I go back, they're just gonna put the antibiotics, which is really bad for your liver. And then my gut doctor wanted to test my gut, which would cost up to $2,000 for the first test.
Ooh.
Up to, if insurance didn't cover it, which is chances are they're not.
Yeah.
And then if they find anything, they're putting me on antibiotics. And I'm like, okay, let's see if we can do things for my gut so that I can fix it and I don't have to go on antibiotics. And I don't have to spend $2,000 just to test if it's what's going on. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to do a fast. I'm going to reset everything. Also, I started my water fast. So I decided to go before my birthday. Monday before I started, I was feeling so like scrambled. And then Tuesday, I was feeling weird. Wednesday, I was feeling nothing. Thursday, I was feeling bad. Friday, I was depressed. I don't know what was going on. But then I was like, oh yeah, your gut produces serotonin and other neurotransmitters that literally can make you depressed if your gut is off. So this is days before my birthday. I was so depressed already. I was like, I can't eat. My gut's messed up. My skin's horrible. I'm never eating. I'm like, but my birthday. So I celebrated my birthday that weekend. You guys hung out with me on my stream on Tuesday. I ate macarons. I drank a little bit of wine. Honestly, I dumped most of that bottle down the drain. Most of it. I was like, no more. No more. My gut is fucked. And then I went on a water fast starting, well, Tuesday night was my last meal. I had like blueberries and cherries. Honestly, even that, I didn't even want to eat anymore. I was like, I don't want to eat. Like, I was feeling awful. I fasted for 4 full days. And then on day 5, which was yesterday, I broke it. And the whole reason why is because I did a lot of research. I'm like, okay, based on what I want for my needs, the reset should happen by like day 5 for the gut and the hormones. And the other things that are beneficial are the hormone growth, human growth hormone and autophagy. So I hit both of those in a 5-day, and I'm like, you know what? Apparently it's a good protocol to do 3 to 5 days every month. So let's just do 4 days every month to cleanse the body. So now I am currently in my refeeding phase, and that is my update.
Y'all, don't let her lie to you. The reason why she stopped her water fast.
It wasn't the reason why.
The reason why is she wanted to go to an all-you-can-eat buffet, okay? I did break my fast there, and the goal was, so to get fat.
Here was the original goal. I was gonna break my fast, and then do another 3-day water fast so that I could do another gut reset and then properly do it. The reason why I didn't do that is because I wanted enough time to refeed myself before I have to go on vacation. And then I want to do one of these every single month anyway. So if I do more than 5 days, maybe that's too hard on the body to do another 5 days. So next time, like if I do have a poor start to my gut, then I'll have another chance to reset it. Hopefully it won't destroy me too hard. But I have all these juices at home, bananas, cherries, carrots, vegetable broth, and I'm also taking like prebiotics and stuff like that. So I'm hoping to be able to grow good bacteria in the gut and feel better. I already feel much better, like no brain fog. My skin has no inflammation. My mood is just like so much better. So I'm feeling a lot better. Yeah.
It sounds like you have a lot of sweets though, like of all your like fruits.
Well, the only problem that could be scary is if you're spiking your insulin too high coming off of the fast. So what I did for this drink, I have I put half of it water and half of it's pomegranate juice, and I put a tablespoon of flaxseed because I don't want to spike my insulin like I did yesterday. I got the worst headache, by the way, you guys. The worst headache. I was so full. I'm still digesting. I still have a headache right now. So I'm really taking it easy on today on what I'm having.
And then I'm just giving you like caffeine. No, it's just,
is there caffeine in this?
Rose, there's no caffeine in it.
Honestly, even if there was caffeine, it would be fine. Yeah, I was drinking black coffee. It increases autophagy.
You like your coffee pretty strong and sweet though.
I had double espresso and 1 packet of stevia.
Yeah, that's pretty strong. Not as sweet as I thought you would have.
That's strong?
Yeah, I mean for me. I generally don't drink caffeine. Most people like would do like the week of caffeine and then 1 day without caffeine. I'm like 6 days without caffeine and 1 day with caffeine. And that one day it has to be like the weekend when I'm not working. You know.
I will admit, I've killed off how much caffeine I drink, like substantially. I used to drink 2 double and one single espresso plus sugar and cream. And right now, like 1 double espresso is like so small in comparison. I'm not drinking it every day. I didn't drink it on the first day of my water fast. And then after that, I had a friend come over and I was like, I need to function. And then after that, I was kind of like every day, once a day. And then I was also taking like salt water for electrolytes because I was like feeling like getting numb in the fingers. I think I was low on electrolytes.
I don't like taking salt water for that. I like to take Pedialyte. If you can give it to a baby, it's good enough.
What's Pedialyte?
Like, you know, it's like Gatorade, but like for babies.
Oh,
so like if they're sick or dehydrated or if they just like sweat a lot because they're babies and their hearts are moving like crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah, Pedialytes. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I didn't know.
Baby stuff is like the best quality. Like baby lotion, great quality.
I know, and it's usually so much safer for your skin too.
Because again, if it's good enough for a baby, it's good enough for me.
Do you know the app Think Dirty?
No.
Well, when I found out about all the chemicals and products, I started scanning everything in my house. You get 1 free week trial, 1 week free trial. And I was buying some products to test them out to see if I like them, A, and B, if they're cleaner. There's a brand called Honest. It's in Walmart. I found their products. They have a bunch
like Honest Tea and stuff like that. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know if they have tea, but yeah, it's the Honest brand. And I scanned their shampoo and conditioner. It is fully clean. Like there's nothing in them. I really like the products. The only problem I had with the shampoos and conditioners was the packaging made it impossible to get the last few pumps out. So you have like a chunk of layer. Maybe I probably cut it.
I always do.
Yeah. So that's my only complaint about Honest. But product is great. No chemicals.
I've been wanting to move to like the bar shampoo and bar conditioner. You know? But like, how would you do that? Would you just like get the bar and just and then?
Yeah, I was wondering that too. I've heard about it. I've never tried it.
Do you need like to get a cheese grater and grate it?
Not on your hair. No cheese grater on your hair.
Well, like on the bar, and then you can do it. But I want to try it because it's less, it's less of carbon footprint because it's just a bar. The most you wrap it up in is like a piece of paper.
That's very true. Maybe the shampoo would be nice to try. I'm very picky with my conditioner.
Yeah.
I need it to lather. I need it.
Well, that lathering, sometimes it doesn't do anything. It just has that lathering thing,
Maybe. I have no idea.
But hey, if it's what you like and it works for you, then go for it.
Yeah, I just try so many conditioners, and if it doesn't like give me enough moisture, my hair just like is disgustingly dry.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I've moved on to like just using the bar like soaps now. I have a pump for like Guess and stuff like that, but I think it just doesn't clean as well as like the bar. The bar just looks so much better.
I like the bar too, and you can use it on your face too.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, it's usually pretty safe.
Yeah, but tell me your skincare routine for your face.
My skincare routine?
Is it like 3 steps?
Honestly, it's a mess because I don't really know like the best thing to do, and it's usually based on like if I have acne or not.
Yeah.
I'm rotating collagen lotion and vitamin C serums. I got a rose like oil serum, and I used it a couple times. It was so nice on my skin, and it didn't like inflame it or anything. Like it was very gentle. But I think I noticed a bit of a chemical burn after I used it the second time, so I had to like...
For a rose serum?
I could be wrong, like maybe it wasn't, but I didn't use it again. I gave it a little bit of a break. And then if I do have acne, I'm using all my prescribed washes.
Those are the best.
They're great.
They're so strong.
But it's like I shouldn't have to use these every day whenever I get a breakout and constantly get breakouts.
Yeah, so. I think a lot of your breakouts are like part of your gut health and stuff like that.
Yeah, because they're literally, I think it was on day 4, I was like Googling all this stuff, and I almost thought that I had kidney failure. Some of my symptoms.
It's so Google.
Who knows? Like maybe
I have cancer now.
Maybe my kidney isn't the best. Everything I'm doing should repair it. So that almost like I can rule that out. I'm like, where my acne is, it's hormonal. It has to be the gut. The gut has to be like the location. So I don't know. What?
I mean, that sort of makes sense, but you've worked so hard on it for a while that it might not be your gut after a while.
No,
it is hormonal.
It's the thing is like I've been working on adding bacteria, it doesn't necessarily meant that I killed the issue with the harmful bacteria.
Gotcha.
And the thing is too, is like I was eating foods that were really high in fiber, and then that's supposed to be fertilizer for bacteria, and then it's like, who knows if that's feeding the bad too, I don't know. And then it's like, I was watching this one podcast, this is so gross. He's like, oh, and the bad bacteria, they poop, and they poop in your stomach. What do you think they're pooping? And I'm like, oh man, that's disgusting. It's like, who knows how much garbage was in there that just never like got expelled. So I don't know.
No, generally bacteria would like poop out another gas.
Gas?
Yeah, like a gas. Like, you know how we like take in O2 and release CO2?
Well,
it'll be the same for them. Like they might release like N2 or something like that.
Why I'm so gassy.
It would just be gas. Yeah. So it's not a physical thing. There's no like bacteria poop in you. Okay, that's not generally how they work.
But I just figured, like, let's kill everything without taking antibiotics and start fresh. So that's what my goal is.
I'll just be unhealthy, guys. It's so much work.
It is. I agree. But you don't really have, like, these big symptoms that I had that it was like, I needed to do this.
I have symptoms, but I find drugs that work for me very well. Like birth control, that really helped with my acne, you know?
I'm trying to think.
Did it help you with yours?
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember, because I had my first really bad acne breakout since being like an adult happened a couple years ago. I'm trying to remember if that happened before or after no. What happened was it started coming out when I made the decision I was going to kill my birth control use. So my acne came, and then I was like, oh, maybe it's my birth control. Because my friend Siren, she said that she had acne and she thought it was because of her birth control, so she stopped taking it. I was like, oh, what if the birth control I'm taking is causing acne? What happened was I went to my gynecologist where I lived, and the birth control I asked her for, she's like, oh, honey, like, that's ancient. We don't prescribe that anymore. We can give you this. I'm like, okay. So I was taking a new birth control, but my breakout happened after I, like, binge drank for a few days.
Yeah, that happens.
I was, like, partying, and then it was really bad. It was really bad. So alcohol is one of those things I'm like, I should probably cut out.
Yeah. Alcohol's so bad for your skin. It'll make you more pale, like bad pale, like no colors. It'll give you the poops the next day. It makes it so your skin isn't elastic as much. It gives you more acne, makes you more oily and dry. Like at the same time. Yeah. Too bad I love alcohol. So hey, you know. But no, for me, generally, birth control really helps. Depends on the kind, of course. There are different kinds. There are hormonal ones, there are non-hormonal ones, and so on. I like the hormonal ones. Generally, they just increase the hormone that makes your body thinks you're pregnant already.
And that's why you don't get your...
Wow. Yeah. For some women, you know, when they're more pregnant, maybe they do create more oils, you know, and so I could imagine that can cause more acne. For me, it does not. So it works out beautifully. It's beautiful.
That's nice.
Yeah. I will also say shop for your medicine. Like if
shop for it.
Yeah, if you would shop for like socks and you're like, no, I don't like this sock, I like this sock, or you know, I want this height, not this height. Like, why wouldn't you do that for something like you ingest inside your body?
Yeah, the funny thing is the birth control that I was always on for years, my friend told me that's what her sister used. And so that's why I asked for it from the doctor when I first got on birth control. And I took that for years. And I never had an issue with that one. I honestly don't remember what it was called. But, yeah.
Was it a pill?
It was a pill. It was a small little pink pill, and I didn't have the filler days. I just
that's nice.
It's like I can remember it.
Go through. Yeah, most women in America, if they start as teens on pills, they take the Yaz, Y-A-Z. That's usually what they start on.
I don't think that was mine. Yeah,
I could tell you're not from the USA. I've been on like 3 different kind of pills before to see what it was like. I was on a patch. I took the armpit injection.
How was that?
Yeah. It worked well, honestly. It worked well. It just made me gain a lot of weight. So I was like, yeah, let me stop this already. Yeah.
Interesting.
And I still kind of cramped a lot in it. So I didn't so that's why I choose another kind. I did, the patch was honestly quite nice. I thought like it'll fall off, you know, but like you move where it's at so you could still wear cute outfits, and like it was sticky as, it was really sticky. It did not fall off at all.
Was it like skin color?
Mine was white.
White.
Yeah, mine was white. So honestly, the patch was really great. I really had no symptoms. I just wanted to dress more like a hoe, so I didn't do that one.
I mean, it's Houston. Of course you're going to dress like a hoe.
I took the shots. The shots were really great, honestly. Wow. Didn't really have any weight gain on it. Like, my sex drive was fine. Like, I helped with acne a lot. But you have to go in every 3 months and get the shots.
And you have to wait for your appointment.
Yeah.
And even if your appointment is scheduled at like 12:15, you're going to get to scene at like 1 o'clock if you're lucky.
Yeah. So I had that one. That one, I do recommend that one if like you live right next to your OB/GYN or something.
I don't think I ever knew anyone who had the patch or the shot, so that's interesting.
Right now I have an IUD. I have a little bit of trauma from it because it hurts. It hurts so much. Like, painful is an understatement. It's like the opposite of giving birth. It's just sticking something in you real deep, real deep.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever want to get the IUD with what I've heard.
It hurts so much. It's easily the most painful thing I've ever felt in my life. And this is already my second IUD. I'll continue getting it for the rest of my life. It's that amazing.
But you have to deal with so much pain.
It's only so much pain for like, you know, half an hour.
Half an hour?
Well, you know.
I thought it's like a few minutes.
For some people it could be a few minutes, but mine is like, my uterus isn't straight. It's like, you know?
My
so,
God.
and I'm small, so mine is pretty small. It's like smaller than my fist.
And they have to get in there too, which is like, oh my God.
I mean, yeah, it's real deep and it really hurts.
I think I'll take anything else.
It's so great though. Like
I can deal with pain. Like, I've done so much like dental work and stuff, but I don't want that. No.
Yeah, I've done a lot of dental work too, and it doesn't hurt nearly as much.
Really? Oh God. Yeah. No, thank you. No, thank you.
No. Did you ever get your HPV vaccines? Human papillomavirus?
Probably, yeah. I couldn't get my green card without getting like a lot of the catch-up vaccines. So.
Yeah, some of those. Oh, do you have the scar on your arm? Oh, you don't have that one anymore? They don't do that anymore then, huh? Cool. Alright.
I have to get a couple in Guam. They just jab me.
Cool. No, the HPV vaccine, that one hurts because the liquid is really thick. And
like peanut butter.
Not that thick, but it's thick. Yeah, it's pretty thick. But yeah, if you haven't gotten that one, you should get that one too. Human papillomavirus is generally linked with cervical cancer. So men can't really get that cancer because you don't really have a cervix, in case you know.
But you get it sexually, right?
Yeah. But you guys are generally carriers, so.
Oh, okay.
But even then, they can pass it on to their children.
I'm not having kids.
Yeah, same.
So.
Same. For me, it's like, if I even have a 1% to fight off cancer, why wouldn't I try? You know?
That's true.
And so I'm like, all right, go ahead and give me the shot. You know, it's fine.
That's true. I know I think I have an HPV shot. Maybe I don't.
When I got it, it was a series of 3.
Was it mandatory for like?
No.
Oh, okay. Maybe
it's just something you choose to do or you don't.
Sure.
Which is dumb. Again, if you can choose to fight cancer off.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I agree.
Yep.
Should we get into the hurricane?
Let's pour another tea first.
Pour another tea. Do you want to try it with sugar and I haven't had dairy yet, so maybe I'll just go with a little bit of sugar.
Yep, that's no problem.
All right, we have some honey for some natural sweetener.
Well, I guess pour it in first.
Yeah.
And then, no, the honey in first.
Oh.
And then, yeah.
This is yours or mine?
This one's yours. Yeah, I want like the same amount. Okay, cool. You got this. You're so nervous. Okay.
Swoosh it around. Honey's a little thick.
Oh, it smells so good. This one definitely smells better than it tastes.
The honey is not mixing. You can see at the bottom. That's okay. It'll just like
it'll just be a nice end.
Alright, let's try this with some Houston sourced honey, raw and unfiltered. Yeah, it is not mixing.
Mine I mixed a tiny
yours?
bit. Yeah. It's not as bitter as at the end anymore.
You're right. It's not as
as
bitter
at the end. Yeah.
Oh, okay, it's mixing a little. That's actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
It's more mellow. It allows the flavor to mellow out a little bit because it is a little strong. Unless you like the strong flavor, it's pretty strong.
I love them strong.
Strong. I don't think I lost too much muscle.
Your arms look so good. Like the way your delts flow into it. Oh.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna keep weight training. As soon as I can stomach protein, and I'm still a little weak, but once I get stronger, I'm gonna start strength training again with weights.
Did you want like protein powder, or are you gonna like eat chicken?
Well, protein powder is mostly like animal, so that would give me the poops because I can't digest. I usually, Brian Johnson's meal plan has lentils. Yeah. And lentils with hemp seed. Hemp seed is also really high in protein. So I think I'll just make some of that.
Yeah, flax should have some too. Chia seeds, I think.
That's in one of my recipes, yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Good for your seeds. Okay, so to the storm.
You want to use this tea? Or do you want to try a different tea?
Yeah, up to you.
Okay, we'll go with this one.
Okay.
All right, who goes first?
I think you got power first, so you can go.
All right, I'll go first. The storm. Okay, so it's, oh my God.
I don't know why we always talk about the weather. Every episode, like, oh yeah, it's hot. Oh yeah, it's raining.
It's crazy. And honestly, even right now, the weather was cold. It was cold.
It was in the 70s. Like
2 weeks. For 2 weeks, it was chilly. Like, it was nice.
I hated it. No.
I couldn't turn my AC on. I was freezing if I turned it on.
No, it was really bad.
Okay, so the storm happened on Sunday?
Something like that.
Right, so... I got a picture right here.
I think it was a Monday.
Right, because it's a long weekend.
Yeah,
that's
Monday,
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sunday night. Okay, so Sunday... was when I started prepping for the storm. I chopped a lot of tree branches from my backyard tree, and then my front yard tree I was a little nervous about, so I literally like moved a bunch of stuff out of my office, and I put blankets over like computers and things like that because I was like, I don't know if this tree is gonna come down in my office. That would be awful. I took care of like a lot of like, I moved important papers because I'm like, I don't know if it's gonna flood really bad. Like I did a lot of prep work. I got like water gallons. I filled a bathtub and a sink up with water just in case I lost water. I got a cooler just in case I needed to protect my food because like this time I had food. Last time I had nothing in my fridge really. It was basically already empty anyway, which is fine. The storm, okay, so I didn't know if I was going to go to sleep because the storm was supposed to hit at like midnight and go until noon. Supposed to. I did try to sleep. I tried to sleep and then I woke up at like 5 in the morning and it was raging. And I was like, okay, this is getting a little scary. The dogs are a little scared. In my master bedroom, I have like glass windows that are like floor to ceiling high, so I'm like, okay, in case one of these breaks, I don't want to be near this much glass. So I moved into my closet with my dogs, and I was there for a couple hours at flashlights just in case.
For hours?
A couple hours. It was like a walk-in closet, so there was like a lot of space. Eventually I was like really sleepy, so I was like, fuck this, like I want to go to my spare bedroom. That way, like there's not like huge windows, I can sleep and know that I won't just get like
annihilated.
A glass shard just like into my throat or something. So the storm started cooling down. I think by like noon it was like, it felt like it was over, but it wasn't because you're like in the eye of the storm. So a lot of idiots were on the road driving thinking that was fine. And then it picked back up again and it lasted until like 3-4 in the afternoon. So it lasted definitely over 12 hours. And luckily I never lost power. So I got really, really, really lucky. And my internet still worked. The phone though, it was like really spotty, didn't really work. All right. Now she hates me so much because she didn't lose power.
Wow.
I'm so sorry.
To be fair, she did invite me over. She's like, if you need a room, I was like,
AC,
maybe.
food,
Yeah, I know. Just boasting all these things that she had. I have electricity. I have internet.
I was like, come over that.
Wow.
You could have literally had all of that.
And the insane part is like close to where you are, not exactly where you are, is where they said that like, oh, this is gonna be like where the hurricane is gonna go through. So everyone in like within like a 20-mile radius of you was like going to the Walmarts, going to the HEBs, and just stocking up on all these. Meanwhile, you just filled up a tub, you know, like well, a sink.
We also got dry produce, like canned beans, canned corn, other things, lots of nuts. Yeah. I was like, I don't care about health as much, but calories.
You need to survive.
Calories.
Yeah, so I have a very large family. So in Houston, we have like 5 houses between us. And we all visit each other's house a lot. Maybe someone needs some babysitting, or maybe someone's someone's sick, or whatever it is. All 5 lost power. One of them didn't lose power until 3 days later when Centerpoint or whoever it was decided to start fixing powers. And what they did was they just took electricity from a poor neighborhood and gave it to the rich people. Yeah. So the one that didn't lose power until 3 days later was actually the one in the ghettos. Which is insane. I'm like, this is the poorest house, worst school district, roads are bad, but like they had power. So at one point in time, there were like 4 families in one house, and we were just hanging out. We had some flashlights, you know. I keep aquariums. I lost about $8,000 in coral and fish, but you know that happens. And every now and then, like every 2 days, we have to visit everyone's houses to make sure everything's okay, you know. Like check the freezers, you know, see if your roof caved in or if like a tree fell over your house. So your fear is a real fear. That did happen to a lot of people. One house got power back in like 2 days. One house got power back in like 7 days. One house, the fanciest house that's in like the posh part of town, the Woodlands, didn't get power back to like 11, 12 days. Like it was ridiculous. Jeez. Yeah, and my brother that lives in there and his wife are both nurses, so like they have good money too. It's not like it's a poor part of town. So it was really weird how they were getting electricity back to the city. It was really weird. Every day I ate barbecue. Because we were cleaning out, everyone was cleaning out their freezers, you know? Nice. And every day that I drove down, I don't know why I would be driving, going to work and stuff like that, it just smelled like barbecue all over town. Because wherever it didn't have electricity, they're like, okay, I guess we gotta make our brisket or our freezer. And every day was also an ice cream party. Everyone's like, okay, this neighbor's turn, everyone eats some ice cream. It was not a good week to be on a diet at all. And I was really, really, really craving vegetables after that. But like everyone had like PTSD. They were like, no, it's not time to buy spinach yet. What if there's another hurricane coming right now and it's just gonna go bad? And my body was like, vegetables, where are you? I need some leafy greens.
Did you get your leafy greens?
Oh yeah. Oh, I ate so many leafy greens. Yeah, my workplace, right next to it, it was like one of the only places in that zip code that was open, like a restaurant. I was like, wow, you guys must have made so much money. They didn't, because they had to throw out all of their produce too, you know. Like for us, like if we keep like, you know, a cherry in our fridge for like 2 weeks, it's like, all right, we could save the cherries. But for those companies, you know, it's like, oh, 7 days, too bad. Yeah. So but as far as damage, we didn't really get any damage to our house. Yeah. Okay. Driving around was really fun because you would drive around and you would see like, you know, a tree crushing a car, or like the highway lights, they were not on and they were not working. I saw someone trying to go on I-10, and for those of you in Texas, or those of you that don't live along I-10 at all, here in Houston, I-10 is 10 lanes both ways. Yeah. Like it's a huge highway, like the pinnacle of like human engineering. You know, it's giant. That thing was just a giant pool. Yeah. And I saw some people like with fishing rods. And really? I know. And they had to have been doing it as a joke because you're not going to get fish in there. But it was really funny.
I saw like TikTok videos of people on floaties and and just like swimming.
That happens every hurricane. Just, you know. And that was just a category 1 hurricane. Like Dude, the next hurricane, there's right now a tropical disturbance in the Gulf right now. And that
there is?
Yeah, it just formed yesterday. And they said it's probably going to become a tropical storm. Will it become a hurricane? Who knows? Instead of with Beryl, it was supposed to like hit Mexico, and then every day they're like, nope, gonna hurt, nope, gonna go a little more, nope, gonna go a little more, and then it hits Houston. This one is supposed to go like way over towards like New Orleans.
So it may or may not hit here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's see how much it occurs. It might, I don't know. Usually it's like the poor islands that'll like decrease it, like if it hits Cuba or like Puerto Rico or something like that, and it really decreases the strength of it. But who knows, guys? Who knows?
Ugh, yeah, I thought, when does hurricane season end? Is it September, November?
It's after September. September still.
Yeah, because I heard it was September, then my friend told me November, and I was like, is it really that far out?
We still get storms in September, so it's pretty far out.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it starts really early. Technically, it starts like in June or something like that. But we usually don't get any in June, so it's a big deal.
But you guys, again, like didn't have a big hurricane for 10 years.
Yeah. My boss, apparently he didn't have electricity for a long time, and he slept in his car for like 5 days. I was like, why didn't you just get a hotel? That. Oh, and you couldn't get a hotel room. 40 miles each way. You could not find a hotel room.
Yeah.
I found one, and they were charging like $1,000 for it. And I was like,
that's
wow.
crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's crazy. Yeah. I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but I'm a little spiritual, and I'm like, I'm just gonna like sage the house and like protection energy everywhere. I don't know if that did anything, but like.
Hey, there's a correlation at the very least, so maybe I need to start doing it just to see,
I was like, I was trying to think, like, let's try to stretch and extend this energy as far as I can. I'm like, really, I don't know the streets very well. I only know my little neighborhood, so let's get it at least that far.
And then you did! Like,
maybe. Who knows? Maybe I'm a little magical, you guys. Can't hurt to help, right?
You don't drive, so you don't know this, but getting gas was really hard.
Yeah.
Gas stations were out of gas.
Because people were using their generators, filling their generators with gas.
And then, like, if you live in a nicer part of town, you're, like, far away from downtown. I don't know why America's like that, but, And so you would drive, like, without traffic, it'll be a 30-minute drive, And so, like, and we're in Texas, we have giant trucks.
Yeah.
And so it was just eating up that gas. And, like, when I got to work, people would be like, does your neighborhood have gas? Does your neighborhood have gas?
Yeah.
And if one person says yes, the whole entire place found out. They're like, all right, everyone go to this area.
Crazy.
Yeah, that was really hard.
There was another power outage recently in Magnolia.
Yep.
For like a few days. You know what happened? Because I don't know what happened.
Well, I have friends that live up there.
So they don't know what happened either.
No, they don't know. They think it was because they weren't on the city of Houston area. So they think maybe the city of Houston like took all of their energy. That's what my friends say about you. Who knows if it's real or not?
Interesting.
Because, like, one thing I saw, like I said, my brother lives in the Woodlands, which is a nice area of town. And then there's, like, this one little island. Like, literally, it's, like, neighborhood, water, like a moat, and then an island with, like, the giant mansions.
Sounds
there.
Gorgeous.
The mansions never lost power, but everywhere around them didn't have it. I'm thinking,
Because they just took everyone's power and put it to the mansion.
So if they would do it, then, why wouldn't they do it for, like, a big city to a smaller city?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I will say, during that week and the week after, I felt like Houstonians really felt like they were ready to leave Houston.
Were you on Reddit?
Yeah, on Reddit.
I was on Reddit. There's a lot of people are just like, that was the second storm that hit in not that long, so people were tired. Some people had just gotten their power back.
Poor things.
People were fed up. A lot of people are like getting Governor Abbott, Texan governor, to like do something or say something, and he said stuff probably doesn't really have any meaning to it. And then Houston Centerpoint was saying that they wanted to strengthen the grid, but like charge us for it. Yeah, it's pretty disgusting.
So a lot of people really felt like, and like, I don't know what it is about Texans in general. Like, they'll be born here, they'll go to school here, they'll get a job here, and they'll never leave. Like,
I heard that.
They're not well-traveled individuals usually.
I heard that.
And a lot of people are like, hey, I'm thinking about moving outside the states. I'm thinking about moving outside the country. Like, because what they're experiencing is not normal.
Yeah.
You
It's
know?
not normal, and it's a first world country, and it's only like we're the only electrical grid in like all of America that's a for profit and on a separate.
It's pretty ridiculous.
So it's crazy.
So more tea?
Yeah. As you can see, there is a lot of Houstonian upset over this storm. So the next tea we have is Wild Rose White. Probably
It's
should
not
give
that
you a
idea.
nice like close up of it.
Let's smell it. I want to smell it.
All right, let's sniff the petals. Oh, that is a very subtle,
Oh, compared to the other ones?
very subtle. Still bitter smell, but very subtle and light.
It reminds me of like an old lady's bathroom.
Oh my god.
How it
Let me
smells like
smell it, let me smell
roses?
it. No, actually, no, you just opened it. You just closed it.
Right?
It does smell like old lady.
I like their bathroom, but like not as strong.
It smells like a very like well put together old lady.
One with class.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Who likes her perfumes?
I want this one.
This is your tea?
Yes.
Thank you, madame.
Of course. My rose. Okay, smell this one.
Very light.
Yeah, it has a lot lighter smell than
It
the
smells
other one.
like that one when the honey was put in.
Yeah, yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
It doesn't taste like much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, it smells better than it actually
Yeah.
tastes. I'm gonna put the honey in already. I think of honey. I need some character. Okay. This definitely is not gonna mix for a while. Well, you know, we'll be sipping on it, so it'll be fine.
It'll slowly dissolve.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what were we gonna talk about?
You said you had something to
I
share.
know, but I don't remember what it is anymore. We were talking about the storm.
We were talking about how fed up the Houstonians are over all of this.
I should have gave you a keyword or something.
Oh no! Maybe we'll jog your memory later. Should I get into some talking
Yeah,
subjects?
go for it.
Okay. So there's not a crazy amount going on Reddit right now,
Just
other than
politics.
politics, but I did find some topics that we can talk about. Let's start with this one just because it's kind of trending. Olympics!
Yeah.
We have Olympics going on in the background on the TV.
So my eyes have been wandering. Like that's what it's been.
The intro has like a bit of like a TV shot. Like that's basically like anyway. So this is a damn that's interesting subreddit. It says South Korea women's archery team has been winning gold medals at every Olympics since women's team archery has been introduced in 1988 Seoul Olympics.
That is really cool.
It's impressive.
Yeah, I generally talk dirt about my country because honestly, I think that's how you should do it. You know, let's say you vote for someone, and then you shouldn't be like, yeah, I love this person. You know, Joe is the best president ever. It should be like, JoeMama, me, not Joe Biden. You know, but really, what you should do is you vote them in, and then you try to find flaws with them so that they can do better. You know. And that's generally how I feel about America. Like, you know, I'll vote XYZ into power, or, you know, vote this way on schools or roads or taxes. And then I still find things that I want to improve, and that's how you can make it better. But during the Olympics, I love being American. like they're playing like our theme song. They're playing the national anthem, and I'm like, yes, me too. Like, even when I go to, like, sports games, like, you know, the Astros or the Texans or something, whenever they play the national anthem, like, I don't stand up for that. I'm one of the kneelers, you know, I'm one of the protesters. But during the Olympics, it's like, I'm so proud.
So interesting.
Are you ever proud?
I've never got national pride because to me, it's like, even if it was my country, it's like, I'm not the one getting the medals. So what do I have to be prideful over just because someone like I know or am associated with is winning medals? So I mean, like, I'm grateful for that person. Mainly for me, it's like I'm looking at their stunts and stuff. I'm like, damn, that's so cool. Like, regardless of what country it is, what culture, I'm like, that is something to be proud of for that individual. Like, that is astounding. That is so cool. But like, I don't take pride in other people's achievements. I think that's a little weird. But I don't know. It's just me.
I feel like I'm a little bit at the reverse. I can be very proud of someone for their achievements, but I'm not really proud of myself for my own achievements.
So I need to talk you way up anytime you get an achievement, because I know you are.
So mad. Like,
I am. Like, this girl's birthday. I was like, oh my god, your birthday. Like, did we pass it? She's like, oh yeah, I passed it. I'm like, what'd you do for your birthday? She's like, nothing. I'm like, oh my god, I'm getting you like a whole like birthday get up, and we're doing like a little party.
I didn't do any of the work though. My mom did the work. All right, she carried me. She birthed me. Like,
but that, you're doing it again.
Either way. So I can be proud of other people, okay? It's okay to be proud of other
Babies
people.
have to struggle too. Babies have to push their head through the vagina canal.
They don't even do it. It's the mom that does it.
And then they have to breathe. Then it's all on you.
Yeah, they do need
you
to breathe. Okay,
you
I'll
took a
give
breath,
you that. They know
right?
how to breathe.
You took a breath.
Some people say like, oh, they can like poop too, but it's like, you'd be surprised. You know, I don't know how many babies you're taking care of, but sometimes you gotta.
I had suppositories as a kid, so. Poop, baby, poop. Cheers. Sorry, we should probably not talk about those things.
I know. They're gonna be like, are you sure that's tea in there?
Maybe it's a little dirty, Ruchi.
Shh.
All right, next talking about, or do we have anything else about the Olympics?
I like their outfits usually.
Oh my god,
I like seeing their outfits. Did you see anything opening?
I didn't see like any of the Olympics.
There's this part that is super metal, okay? So like they zoom in on this lady dressed as Marie Antoinette and she's holding her head, okay? That's already like, yeah, Paris, you love revolution, you know, you love protesting and things like that. Fight the power, right? And they zoom out and she's inside like the parliament building or something like that, which is a big political statement.
Oh,
Killing
wow.
the queen inside your government building, you know, right? And then suddenly like this death metal band starts playing this hardcore metal, and then like they're shooting out like red ribbons and it looks like blood and red smoke is coming out.
That's dope.
And then like in front of the parliament building or whatever it is, there's like a river, and then like a lady just singing operas going across the river in a boat. It looks really cool. I highly recommend you guys look it up if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, and then Lady Gaga made it.
Yeah.
Actually, I just remembered. Do you remember the last thing that we said we were going to talk about before we wrapped up?
No, just go.
The documentary on the king of the TRF, Texas Renaissance Festival.
Oh, have you
watched
watched it? I haven't watched it.
I watched it.
I hear it's really good.
It was very anticlimactic, but it was very fascinating. Especially for people who've been there and who know the festival or are interested in the Renaissance in general. Do you want me to spoil things for you? Okay.
Because I know most of what happened IRL already.
That's true. So you can actually bring light extra information then, because there's so many things that I'm like, I'm confused about. Okay, so to start off, one of the things, George, the founder of Texas Renaissance Festival, the person who bought the land, the person who created the festival, he is the king of the festival, and he wanted to sell the festival so he could retire and spend the rest of his life in a magical fantasy romance with a sugar baby. He was on about 16 sugar daddy dating websites. He wanted real boobs. He was very specific about that.
I didn't know that part.
Has to have real boobs. And if the girl confessed that her boobs were not real, he's like immediately just done. He got at least one person that was like the perfect buyer, and he didn't sell it. And everyone was like, okay, like he's just never gonna sell then. I think it's because he likes the control and that feeling that gives him. He would never give it up, because if like as you dive into his character through the documentary, you can see like he bought this land, he owns this, he is the king. So, like, everything who he is a person in power. And to think that he wouldn't be able to dictate his employees the way he wants to, that he wouldn't be the king anymore, that's probably too scary for him to give that up. So that's probably why he never sold. But I read on Reddit that there's like a new, like the old king they liked and the new one they don't, or vice versa. And I'm like, wait, I thought then he never sold it, or was it like a general manager? Because like the general manager did get fired for a time, and then he begged to get his job back, and he got his job back later on. So there was a time where the general manager was a female, and then she got fired so he could get his job back.
Yeah, it sounds like she probably didn't put out, or maybe her boobs were fake, you know?
That's I have no idea.
So Tier F used to be like really, really, really cool back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, it's where like just nerds gathered to be their weird nerdy self, and everyone was really loving and caring that way, and there were lots of drugs.
Probably still are.
I mean, it's a lot less now. Wow. Like, you know how we go there and sometimes you just see like a barbarian and nothing but like, you know, a little sublagar.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Before that was like everyone. Right?
I mean, it's too hot there, of course. People
yeah,
are
it's
gonna
really
dress
hot,
like that.
you know, and like booths were just out there, you know, they were very realistic in that sense.
Wow.
Yeah, like it was a lot of there.
Oh, wow.
And then the camp fair was known to be like just a giant orgy. You know, it was really, really no man's land out there, you know? And it's slowly, like, more people started hearing about it, more people started going, and they changed a little bit so that, you know, you cover up your boobs, and, you know, you can dress in whatever way you want to dress. You don't gotta be a certain way. And then more families started going, and then more, like, non-nerds started going. So they had to make it more family friendly, and they would have, like, themes, like Halloween theme for, you know, people like that. And that would leak over to their camp, and the camp got less and less druggy, and there's just like one area for nude, but you know, which is still kind of crazy, but you know.
Yeah.
And so way back in the day, the king did like he would be in character there as a king, like it was his persona. And he would go
in the
around,
campgrounds.
Yeah, well, not just the camp, well, not the campground, the fairgrounds.
Oh, okay.
And like, you know, you can talk to him, and he would be like, "Oh yeah, this is what's going on."
Have you talked to him? Ever?
In passing.
Wow.
It wasn't very much though.
Okay.
Like in passing. Like I would be talking to someone else, like one of the like the duchesses or something of Spain or whatever, and then he'd be like, "All right, hey, it's time to go. We gotta do this thing," and they would leave. But like in the last few years, you won't see him. He doesn't do that anymore, you know, because he's addicted to those real boobs, huh? That's what it is.
So I got no boobs, I'm not gonna go around.
And you can see his spiral in real life, or at least you could feel it during the fairgrounds, because one, it got a bit more normalized. It became less, you know, weird of an area. It became more normal. And the prices got a lot higher.
Yeah,
a lot
that's
higher.
What I heard.
Like if you go to like Houston has 3 main run fairs, one in Dallas, one in Austin, and one here in Houston. And ours costs so much more than any of the other places.
It's crazy. You know? And honestly, too, like the one that you took me to in Sherwood, it just seems so much more genuine compared to TRF, which is now just like almost like a Disneyland of Renaissance.
It is. Yeah, Sherwood, like people were like interacting with us in like character. They were asking us about outfits.
Oh, people were so cool at Sherwood.
Yeah, they are really cool. It's by far the best one.
Yeah.
Dallas is just a mix between the two of them, so you can always try that one too. I think this year a lot of people are going to go to TRF because of that Netflix special.
Out of country. A lot of people out of country are traveling and buying out hotels. That's what I read on like Reddit.
I mean, I believe it, because over in Europe they don't have a run fair. It's a very American thing. You know?
But also, this is something a lot of like a European things would love to do. I think. Like, so that makes sense.
But like when we go over there, we like to look at the castles. So when they're over here, they just do the American thing, and the American thing is TRF. You know, like run fairs.
Drinking, eating, celebrations. It's great.
I do really. I don't like to romanticize that time because, you know, like syphilis was everywhere.
Yeah, it wasn't ideal.
It's not a romantic time, but the clothing is just mwah.
Yeah,
you know,
the Victorian
I love the
clothing.
Yeah,
I do too.
Yeah. I hear the New York Ren Fair is really cool, and there's supposed to be one in Cali that's really good too. But yeah,
my first one is in Washington State, and I was blown away. It was a fraction of the size of TRF, but I was blown away. I got herbal soaps. I felt so cool. And then I got introduced to TRF, and I was like, what?
Yeah, the first time anyone comes, it's like, this place never stops, you know?
Yeah, it's cool. So yeah, I probably should have started at TRF before getting into the topics because like that's huge. At least I know the documentary is like 4 months old right now, but it's really cool.
And you know, since you cosplay, like I don't know why, guys, she does cosplay videos just fine, but when she needs to go in public, she just won't do it. I'm like, but it's fine. Everyone else is doing it.
Here's the thing. When it comes to my
abode,
my brand, I feel I don't. Well, you know what? Maybe it doesn't. Okay, when I am my brand, I am going to show you whatever it is. You know what? Maybe it's not even to do with my brand. It's to do with public. I'm trying to figure it myself.
I think it's public.
I'm processing.
When you're
it
in
right
public, you're.
When I'm in public, I'm like, this isn't okay. Like this is fine. This is not. Like I get like really like. Ooh, like I probably should like dress more. Like even at the AVN Awards, a lot of people were in like hardly covering up clothes because you had to like cover up a little bit. But I like couldn't. Even there, I was like, I this isn't right. Like I couldn't. It was just it was so abnormal for me. I think this topic is the perfect segue to
Go for it.
Why are Americans so fearful of nudity? I'm going to read the text and then I'm going to read the first comment. So the text says, under an interview with a nudist who cycled to work naked, comments by people from around the world were quite funny, but those from US seemed so fixated on that she may cycle by kids on their way to school, like it would somehow seriously harm them. In Vegas, a disabled man went to the toilet. He opened his fly, DK in hand. Oh. Walked into where the cubicles were. Grown men shouting at him, even though it's obvious the guy is mentally disabled, screaming at him, "What the fuck, dude?" Had that happened in UK or Europe, people would just politely ignore or laugh. Why is it such an issue here? And then the first comment says, because in the United States, if our children walked in on you naked, then goes to school and tells someone they walked in on you in the shower, they send police and child services to your house. This literally is something that happened to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thoughts? Yeah, it is crazy. Like, there's so many places in the world, even in Europe, where like you wouldn't bat an eye, and you could be naked, nudist beach, whatever. And then here it's like, oh my god, boobies. Oh my god, a naked man. So crazy. So crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't want to see most Americans naked.
Yeah.
You know, not because I'm offended. It's like, you don't take care of yourself. I don't want to look at you,
That's
you
a
know?
very good point.
Yeah, it's a lot of what it is, I think, for me. Personally, I also think America isn't really that clean either.
Compared to other countries.
Yeah, like, you know, other countries, like their public transportation, you'll see people cleaning like the benches and stuff like that. There's like no trash half the time.
That's true.
Whereas here, like if I'm naked, like without panties or something like that, I sit on like a public bench. Ugh, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, I think you'd at least want panties so that your vagina is covered.
Yeah, not touching.
Vaginas are delicate, you guys. Like you can't mess with the flora, the pH, like nothing. Like just like. Yeah.
Yeah. Or like another thing is like in general, like our EPA, environmentally, we're not very regulated. So like, let's say I am in like a park or something and I want to sit on like some grass or something like that. That probably has like a million pesticides on it.
That's true.
You know,
That's also
like,
true.
I wouldn't
very true.
too. Whereas like over in Europe, like I went to a graveyard there once, and like our cemeteries, they're like manicured lawns. Over there, it's just growing like crazy. I'm like, this feels really, really interesting. You know, it feels very different.
Like the bush. Maybe. I don't know if they trim it or they just let it grow.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's just, I don't want people to be naked here. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's sad. Like, even, I think, there are states where going topless and showing your boobs is legal, but no one does it because it's not normal, and people are going to get stares and point, and there's going to be kids like, look, mommy, that girl's topless. That's so weird, because, like, we're programmed that that's not okay, and that's wrong, and that's... And I think, again, that's probably why, like, I don't feel comfortable getting, like, skimpy in public, like, even if it's at AVN, because it's so, like, programmed. It's probably is like, I'm so programmed, like that's not okay. So then I'm like, but that's not okay. Remember.
I mean, like, whenever like I see a girl like not wearing a bra out in public, like I do go like, hey, high five, that's cute, you know? Whereas I've noticed guys are trying really hard to keep eye contact, you know? They're just trying to respect, they know, oh, like a nip, you know? And then they, you know? So like, I like what they're doing, you know? That's probably the right thing to do, be like, ignoring it, whereas I'm calling it out. But
I do remember all of the kids made fun of our art teacher.
Or she wouldn't wear one?
Yeah, and she had like saggy, she was old.
It's always art teachers. You know?
She was an old lady, and like I thought it was funny too, and I thought it was just something that old ladies do, and now just like, it's so uncomfortable to wear a bra. You want them to breathe. And then, like, if you clamp it, too, and you eat a lot of food, then you can't breathe. And so you have to take your bra off. Do you get that, Ever?
I wonder if it's because America is also a corporation.
Oh,
you know?
True,
so, like, they want us to wear bras so they could sell it more and stuff like that. Whereas over there, it's like, all right, whatever.
Oh, and you know what? That's actually probably another reason why even the females don't want to express themselves that way. Because in today's day and age, the women have entered the corporate world and they want to be taken seriously as equals. And so no one is going to start flaunting their boobs and go topless because then who's going to take them seriously?
Yep.
So that's definitely a part of it.
So, yeah.
I don't know if that's different in other countries in terms of that kind of equality, but for sure here would it be?
It's definitely pretty spot on where you're doing it, like, because I'm a smaller woman, like I have to dress extra well every day, and everyone always says, oh, you're so put together, and it's like, yeah, because I actively try
that.
Like, there are some sports I don't care about. You know, I'm in Texas, why do I care about hockey? You know, like there's no ice down here, there's no hockey. Okay,
there's a mall that has a skating rink, at least in the
City,
winter.
but you know, it's like we don't have, and here I could spout like all sorts of stats at you because that's how I get them to respect me, unfortunately. I figure out what sport they like and I talk to them about it and they're like, yeah, I like this girl now, and my voice is more heard.
That's so genius. But that's why you're a Gemini. You're a Gemini that rules. Your Gemini side.
I'm so manipulative. You know? And it's the same with clothing. I'm like, okay, I gotta dress a certain way, or you know.
That's smart.
Yeah. I wish I was in a field where I could like just not wear bras, because nipples are such cute accessories.
You can hear just however you want. I mean, it's YouTube, so you can't go topless. I am sorry, but it's the internet. Damn it, there's laws, there's rules.
Do you like nipple rings? What are your thoughts on them?
A, I look at them and I'm like, that looks painful. B, I look at them like, I think that would be painful. You?
I like them for like out girls.
Okay.
Like I think they look really cute on like, you know, goth or emo or e-girls.
Yeah.
Like it looks really cute. And then I think, oh, this isn't a look for her. This is expression of her daddy issues. Oh. Like, so I want to like them, you know. In theory, I like them. In actuality, it's like, I don't know.
I like belly button piercings.
Yeah, they're really cute.
I just don't think I would look good with one because, like, for me, I feel like if you have a super flat stomach, then they look so good. But I'm always bloated. I'm like, it would not look cute.
It's hard.
It would look like I'm a bimbo. Not the best segue, but we were talking a little bit about hair, body hair.
I do have a funny thing. I perform experiments on myself and my own body, you know, because I can't do it on other people. And so for these last 2 months, actually, I've been using 2 different lotions for each leg.
Oh my god!
I go 3 months in general, okay, and that's how it is. And then I did 2 months without any lotion to like reset both of my legs.
That is so bizarre.
So I'm using Gold Bond Radiance Renewal on my left leg, and then I'm using a Burt's Bees like rice and vanilla on my right leg. And the softness of both is just about. The Burt's Bees is a tiny bit softer, but if you're just not me, you won't notice. But it has SPF in it, and I notice it's definitely a lot lighter. But I like the smell of the Gold Bond more, so I'm probably gonna stick with the Gold Bond.
I will share some information with you. I bought Gold Bond because I thought it would be a little bit more safe for chemicals, and I heard the lotion's really good. Yeah. Scanned it; it has more chemicals than the other one I was using.
It has a lot of chemicals.
I was like, what the fuck?
But like, if the chemicals work for me, then I'm gonna use it, and if it doesn't work for you, then you shouldn't use it. You know?
I guess.
Like and like Asian beauty is crazy. Like some of our like makeup and skincare stuff have like bleach in it. Like we're not scared of chemicals at all.
Bleach is a harsh chemical though. Bleach is a chemical you probably shouldn't be putting on your skin.
You know, they really.
I mean, your hair. People dye your hair, but
they really just want that lighter skin over there. You know. So but yeah, that's really.
Oh, so sad.
I've heard of like spas over in Asia where they would have like bleach baths. Not, it's like watered down and stuff like that, but they still put bleach in it to like get that lighter skin.
My goodness.
You've never bleached your butthole?
I know about it and I've heard about it, but I've never done. What is that like?
Awkward because you're just sitting there like legs up.
And does it look cuter?
It looked lighter.
Oh, okay.
I like lighter ones.
What was your feedback?
I mean, I liked it more. That's really what I did it for. I didn't do it for other people.
So I've heard, I never realized just like how predominant it is in like doggy and reverse cowgirl
that's
views.
all you see.
And I was told that sometimes it winks at the guy.
Oh, like if it contracts? I could see that.
And I'm like, that is so beyond weird, but I can see why that might throw you off. And I was given the recommendation maybe you could try like a butt plug so it's not so distracting.
But no, it needs to be distracting. That's half the position, you know?
Anyway, I was gonna segue into
body hair.
What are some clear signs that you are getting older?
I used to clear, but you like mumbled it, and I thought you were gonna say clit.
Do you have some clit signs that are getting?
Yeah, it sags. For me, the first time I thought, I'm an adult was I had waffles and I didn't fill up every single square with syrup.
My gosh. Oh my gosh.
Now, like, I put so little in there that people are like, do you need some syrup? And I'm like, no.
I will admit, like, I rarely will go and get pancakes and waffles, but if I'm making the choice to do that, I'm sorry, but that is going to be drenched in syrup. Maybe not as much as I did as a kid. When I was a kid, it would like be full, a whole plate. There would be a whole like layer, and then I would still be drenching my waffle like more syrup, more.
That's so you.
Dripping. I'm like syrup.
That's so you.
My maple syrup.
So Canadian. Not just syrup, maple syrup.
Maple is so delicious.
They do this thing in Canada apparently where if it's snowing, they'll pour like their maple syrup on the ice and wait for it to like congeal or something and just eat it straight.
I literally did this with juice boxes.
It's real.
In first grade in winter, my friends, we would be at lunch and we would be like, what juice box do you have? What juice box? What flavor? What fruit? Oh, we haven't had this one yet. Okay, you're not drinking that. We're gonna save it. We go outside, we find a clear patch of snow. Like, okay, this is the spot. Pour it in. We start eating the snow, and we're like, how does that taste? That tastes pretty good. Yeah,
it's better than it was a juice. You know,
it's better than apple. Yeah, orange was weird. Like, this one's really good.
That seems like that's so Canadian. Middle of nowhere Canada too.
Like no one else ever did that. Like I talked to other people growing up and no one else did that.
No, Canadians do things like
no,
that.
like even like those friends I had, like other friends I had in Canada, like even they were like, "What? Why would you do that?" Like,
they're lying to you. I bet they did, and they're just.
Well, I will say that my best friend, who was also my arch nemesis, she was white, and a lot of my friends were like
POCs.
Yes, POC, person of colors, like their parents were not from here. But I did have a couple of friends that their parents were from here. But very few of my friends.
I've asked almost all the Canadian people I know, and I have family in Canada too. They're all Toronto though, you grew up on the other side. And you're like, yeah, we do this, yeah. I'm like,
That's crazy.
Anyway, so what's one of your signs that you're older?
I mean, we were talking about hair, so I would say, like, definitely, I don't care as much about shaving.
Yeah.
If I will not shave my armpits. I'm like, unless they're getting itchy, or like I'm going to be wearing a spaghetti strap, or they're getting a little too crazy, or like if I'm filming, for sure they're getting shaved. But otherwise, like, I'm not shaving my armpits. My legs, unless I'm wearing like shorts or filming, like I'm not shaving my legs. My coochie, same thing. Like.
For pits, I do notice when I don't have hair there, they don't make a strong odor. Whereas if I do, then the odor will like get caught in the hair.
Interesting.
You know?
That makes sense. That makes sense.
It's like the only thing I notice. My coochie, I will. Like, I wax it though. And it's more for me than anyone else. It's like, no, it's too long. I can't. Like, if I'm trying to do spin my own DJ set, like, I'm like, what the fuck is this shit, you know? Like, it bothers me.
It itches.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing I hate is it itches.
But that's what shaving, because shaving, it's like 2 days later and you'll itch. If you wax, it's like 2 months later.
Really?
It's really great. We should go get waxed again.
But also, you probably don't grow as much hair as me.
Maybe?
Okay. I had a Chinese friend, and we went to Cuba. She didn't have to shave her legs. Like, she did, like, maybe once every 2 weeks.
Actually, I've been doing an experiment on my legs, like I said. Last time I shaved was January. This is my legs, yeah. January.
Yeah, this is why I'm jealous.
Oh, you and your internet having...
you not having to shave every day or two. Like, I didn't shave... The last time I shaved was yesterday
I feel like
morning.
they want to, like, zoom
yesterday
in.
morning, and I have prickly hair
touch
all
it?
of... Yeah, it's
Oh,
prickly.
yeah, that's prickly.
It's prickly, and I shaved yesterday morning.
Yeah, that's prickly.
So yeah, I'm jealous.
What kind of razor do you use?
So there's like this razor blade, I can't remember what it's called, intuitive.
Is it like a light green?
Either light green or light pink, and you can get like aloe vera, that's the one I use. And then I'll use a second razor. I'll go like 2 razors, I go doop doop, and I go around my leg, because that way I can get like the finer bits, but also cream it. Nice and creamy.
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 You go up your legs?
Yeah, I go up.
Yeah.
I know you're supposed to go down. It doesn't work for me. I don't know.
It still feels long. Yeah. My legs, I'll go up. Everywhere else, I'll go with it, and then I'll go against it for like that fine.
Yeah, I do that. Actually, I do up and down for my thighs.
Yeah.
I have some nasty beast-like 3-inch hairs sometimes in the back of my thighs.
Ooh.
That, like, if I don't get that right spot, like, I'm like, I didn't know I have hair there. Oh, another clear sign that I'm getting older. I sometimes will have, like, a 2-inch hair on my mid-back.
Oh, God.
I'm like, what in the world?
Why?
So I like pluck it, and then I'll find it again like a few months later.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what in the heck? I didn't know I had hair there.
During COVID, I actually did another experiment. I used Rogaine for one eyebrow and not the other eyebrow. Yeah, the hair growing stuff for bald men.
Castor oil.
No, like the hair growing stuff for bald men.
Oh, okay.
You know?
On your eyebrows.
Yeah, just one eyebrow, so I had a control eyebrow.
It does look more full.
Yeah, so yeah, I did that. It didn't make my hair grow long though. I wanted to see how long I could get my eyebrow hair.
And then what, it's like thicker?
Yeah, it just got thicker. Yeah.
So it did work.
Yeah.
That's cool. Now you know. Today you learned with JoeMama.
All your bodily hair stuff, you know.
Alright.
That was good.
Something similar. What are you starting to like more as you get older?
Peace and quiet.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying.
I didn't even know.
A lot of people are like not wanting to go out on weekends.
Yeah.
Being excited to stay home.
But okay, think of a good answer. What's a good answer? What's something I like more as an adult? Bitter stuff? Like dark chocolate? As a kid, you like white chocolate. You want that sugar, you know? But now it's like, oh, I like dark chocolate, you know? Tea's a little bitter, that's fine, you know? Coffee, you know? Bitter things.
Yeah, I do like bitter things more for sure. It's more of an acquired taste too, for sure.
Oh, crying. Is that weird to say?
No, it's healthy for you. You literally release
like
all the stress and stuff, and you cry.
I like having a good cry is so satisfying.
Yeah.
Like it's been so long since I've read a book or watched a movie that can like invoke such strong emotions in me. Like
there's crying therapy in Japan.
Yeah.
If like a coworker isn't like doing too great, they're literally gonna tell that coworker to go do crying therapy, and what they'll do is like they'll have them watch a movie or like a few scenes trying to get them to cry. And like there might be like a dog passing away, a parent passing away, like they'll try to get them in their feels, and they'll just like get them to cry.
De-stress, and they'll come back like,
Yeah.
oh, that was a good cry.
Yeah. We should integrate that into American culture. Crying therapy.
It should be okay to just feel your feelings, you know? Okay, what's something that you like more?
Man, I picked this and I asked the question. I actually
No,
don't
you
know
don't
too
think
much.
of it.
I mean, like, definitely, I will say, like, I was working all the time with podcasts on, and lately I've just been working without anything on my phone, and I'm just like, this is kind of nice.
I hate that.
Really?
So
Wait, which
disgusting.
one?
No, not having anything.
Yeah. Like, lately, I'm just like, I'm too noise sensitive. Like, it's too
Oh, I was
much.
gonna say too though, but you grew up not inner city as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
so you're
true,
going
that's
back
true,
to what
that's
was what
true.
you knew.
Maybe.
Yeah, whereas I grew up inner city. If
Yeah.
it's quiet, something's wrong. You know, like what's gonna murder's about to happen.
But at the same time, I don't like it being too quiet, because
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, spooky.
It's so spooky.
Spooky.
That's other dumb old people thing. You're like, oh, why do old people do that? And then now you're
Oh,
like,
liking
I'm
more
not.
firm beds, apparently.
Yeah, that's true. I do like more firm beds.
I love a mix. I'm like, it's a mix between firm and squishy. It's
Okay,
like the perfect
what about
mix.
not the bed and the pillow?
A pillow. Mine is, it's a memory foam pillow.
Oh, yeah, that's
I don't know
nice.
if you'd say that, I think it's maybe like a mix, firm and squishy.
I used to not understand why people would have like 10 pillows on their beds. You know, I used to just have one. That's it. And it was like a super flat one because I was poor. Now that I'm older, I'm like, oh, I need like 3 pillows.
One
Like,
for under the back,
yeah,
one for under the knees.
Yeah, you know. That's a good one.
There's things that I do now, though, that I didn't used to do as a kid that I prefer as an adult. I sleep with a teddy bear, you guys.
Oh, I do too.
It's just, it fits so perfectly, and you can use it as like a neck rest.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's great.
Have you ever tried a pregnancy pillow?
No.
It like wraps all around you.
Really?
Just think of like a super long tube.
Huh.
You know?
That sounds comfy.
Yeah, they're really
Sounds
great. 'cause
really comfy.
They're so great.
I mean, if it's comfy for a pregnant woman, it's going to be comfy for everyone.
And then like apparently it's really cooling too. It's not
Yeah.
like it doesn't capture a lot of the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's perfect. All right, those ones were really short topics. Do you want to do U.S. border agents or HOA?
The hell is HOA?
Homeowners Association?
Oh, yeah. The HOA.
All right, we'll start with that one. The HOA. Subreddit, fuck HOA. HOA's expecting, do you guys call it HOA or HOA?
HOA.
So HOA is incorrect.
I've never heard it HOA.
Okay,
but...
so I'm probably saying it incorrect then. Okay, HOA is expecting our entire neighborhood to sell our cars, add siding to all of our brick houses, get rid of all of our chain link fences, and they're gonna inspect our houses and expect all the repairs to be done by sometime in 2026, effectively costing us tens of thousands of dollars.
I think it's time for them to move out.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked.
Yeah.
Fuck HOA. Fuck
Here
HOA.
in Houston, almost every single neighborhood will
Has
have a homeowner
one.
association. If you're far, far out enough, like in the country, not the suburbs of country, you won't. Or if you're rich, you won't. But otherwise, it's just how the system is here, unfortunately. you can run to be like president of your HOA, and then you can make a clause that says there is no longer a HOA for the next 50 years or whatever it is. Like you can do that, but no one does that for some crazy reason. With that being said, like if you go to like the really cool neighborhoods that like do all the Christmas decorations, or like really cool trick-or-treating neighborhoods, it's really that cool because of their homeowners association.
Like because they're telling people you better decorate.
Well, like you have to pay money anyway and so they'll say, this is how much money we have for the decor. You know?
So they will actually okay.
And then some people are just going to be extra and decorate extra, you know.
Interesting.
Or if they live there for 20 years or something, they have extra stuff. And if for newer houses, the people that don't have much are like, oh, okay, I can finally start doing the decor for my kids or whatever it is. So they help. My brother, who lives in Cinco Ranch, which is a nice neighborhood as well.
It's pretty nice there, yeah.
It is really nice. His homeowners association will have a van that was sprays for mosquitoes.
Nice.
Yeah, so sometimes they have really nice things.
Yeah.
But like he tried to replace his door once, and he got a letter, and they're like,
oh my god,
your door isn't up to code, and he's like, what the fuck?
Oh
like I own this house, I should be able to do whatever I want with it.
For real.
Yeah, but they're like, no, it has to be this thing and this, you know, style. And he's like, I wanted a contemporary style. And they're like, nope, you can't.
There's I know someone who specifically did not want to buy a house in an HOA, and they got their house, they were living there, and then eventually their neighborhood became an HOA and they were pulled into it. I didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah.
And so like it's kind of crazy because a lot of HOAs, it sounds like hell. It sounds like you would never want to live in an HOA because of all of these like hellish rules and how strict they are and how rash they are. But the fact that you could become an HOA at any moment is like, what? Like you don't really have any control over it then.
Generally, like the neighborhood kind of like votes in to go into it.
Right, and then if you didn't vote, but like you get voted in because majority vote, like that's wild.
You should campaign a little bit more with your neighbors. Like me, when I move somewhere, I have like a big old batch of egg rolls, and I introduce myself to everyone so they all like me. You know, so my packages never get stolen. If they see someone suspicious out there, like they'll tell me, like things like that. And that type of stuff can really like help you, even though it's like a local politics. It's like, you know, sometimes you gotta play the game. That's how
I guess that's what it comes down to. And then like favoritism. I think in that neighborhood it was owned by like an old man and woman that were like very strict Karen-y type people. And I can't remember the exact issues that were going on, but like it sounded a little ridiculous. And I was like, well, if you can get voted in to an HOA, like what's the point of like specifically trying to find a house and buy a house that's not in an HOA that's just gonna, like you almost at that point want to get an HOA that like is really well kept, but then you don't know how it's gonna be in 20 years. Yeah. Especially if the owners are really old and they're gonna have to pass it on, like.
Yeah, most HOAs, I would say it's definitely a negative experience. I will say Reddit will have like a very, very negative experience.
So you think it's a little bit more extreme
on Reddit?
Okay, because most of my experiences are on Reddit.
Like I said, like I bet you never heard any HOA on Reddit spraying for mosquitoes here in Houston, which is so needed. You know. Yeah.
That's true. So I guess there are positives.
Yeah, like if it's a gated community, like the HOA is in charge of like paying for the gates, you know? Like that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And then like I said, you can just vote to just never have it again. You know?
Well,
get rid of the
good
gates.
News. I really don't know too much about HOAs. All of the stories that I hear are really negative. So it's just like you feel so SOL, shit out of luck. But there are some good perks, I guess. I wish I could talk more on the subject. I really don't know much.
I got you. Don't worry.
We should start the last tea before we get too carried away. All right, I don't have a second battery. My camera is really low, so I'm just going to throw that out there in case I am unable to give you a wrap up. The last tea is an organic Kyoto Rose. Yummy. Let's give it a smell. Honestly, to me, that's the best smelling one.
This is kind of fruity.
Yeah, it's
it reminds me like lychee.
You're right. You're right. It actually smells much sweeter and more fruity and strong, still strong, kind of like the first tea, but like more fruity and sweet. This is your cup, right?
Yes. Oh, the color's so yellow.
Yeah, I was gonna say. It kind of looks like tea.
good.
Oh, that
smells so
smells
sweet.
good. I love sweets. It smells really good. Oof.
It's interesting.
Oh. Okay, so the initial taste is really bitter. And then you start hitting these very like fruity, florally aromas.
Very floral.
Oh. And then the after taste is almost like medicinal.
Yeah. I was gonna say it
Kind
reminds
of
me
like
of
cough medicine, yeah. Don't know how I feel
I don't like
about
that.
this one.
It almost a little numb on my tongue.
You're right. You're right.
This is one that needs to be mixed too, huh?
Yeah. This is definitely the strongest.
Yeah.
And it has like flavors going everywhere and the flavor keeps changing.
Yeah. So it's complex, definitely.
What would go well with this? Like if you're eating food?
It's like a really dry English style biscuit. You know? Like really dry.
Definitely not anything sweet, I think.
Yeah, I don't think sweet goes with it.
But something that could almost be like brought up by some sweet notes. Because there is like a bit of a fruity mid-taste.
The middle is so nice,
Yeah,
honestly.
it is.
But the beginning is fine. It's bitter, but it's fine.
Yeah.
The end taste is weird.
The end taste, and it lingers.
Let me get that honey, see if that changes. Like, I think it'll, like, change the end taste. Okay. Yeah, I think it'll change the end taste a lot. And the color is just so ugly.
What do they look like?
It's like you're dehydrated.
Honestly, it looks like the honey.
Worse.
Worse than the honey. I was actually remembering on how we were talking about things that we don't like as we get older, wanting like being quiet. I went to go see Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh.
And I was walking through a portion of the mall, and I was still water fasting at the time. I got the worst sound sensitivity. I'm like, I just want to get past this loud chunk. Like, oh my god, it's so obnoxious. You start like really like feeling everything. You're detoxing.
Yeah. Your body's going crazy. It's like, all right, so are we dying? Like, you know.
There are people's stories that I was reading that they were like they became straight minimalists when they went through a water fast because they're just like, yeah, like declutter everything in life. And I actually purged a lot of clothing too.
That's great.
I went through clothes.
It tastes better with honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot better.
I don't know if mine's mixed in yet.
Oh, just shake it enough. Mine is fully stirred already, so.
Mine's mixing. All right, so we have an Ask Reddit, and I guess we'll wrap up here. This one says, which job has hands down the worst impact on mental health? Should I read a few?
Yeah.
First one says, FBI evidence sifters in child... okay, we're going to go to the next one. What the fuck? What the actual... What are these comments?
Reddit is so weird sometimes.
The second comment literally says first responder, 100%. How about no?
Really sucks.
Oh, I thought they were talking about the... Yeah. My dad is an oncologist.
Oh, like imagine a pediatric oncologist.
What's an oncologist again?
A cancer doctor.
Okay.
Yeah, because every one of your patients are gonna die. Like.
And then this comment. Like, I'm not even reading that.
Oh my god. Oh,
I picked a bad one. I picked a bad one.
We're doing the next question. We're doing the next question.
Veterinarians. That's my even question, but we can talk about it. Oh my god.
The internet is so
All
dumb sometimes.
U.S. border agents must get warrant before cell phone searches. Federal court rules.
I agree.
First comment says 4 months too late for me.
Oh. No, I would agree because that is their personal item. Who are you to take someone else's personal item, you know?
But also, that's just federal court rulings for U.S. and other countries do it too. It's kind of wild that like And I heard in China, like, they can, like, force you to give them
Oh, yeah.
password and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, you know?
It's crazy.
I can imagine though, like, let's say, like, for some reason I'm the police officer or border patrol agent or whatever, and like your phone falls and I grab it and then I use your face ID or something.
Yeah.
Like that's
very
technically
true,
you
very
consenting.
true.
You looked at your
Very
phone, you
true.
know. Like,
And you don't know who's getting this information. You don't know who's getting these
Yeah, you
things.
how do you feel about like sharing like phone information with like your romantic partners?
I've always been really open. I have had a breakup over one.
They broke up with you, or you broke
They
up?
broke
with
up with me. It honestly ended up for the best. Eventually, it would become a story time I'll share with you guys. But for a while, you guys will just have to sit back and wait. How about you?
I'm generally open with it
Yeah.
too. Before I got wronged, there's a lot of emotion in there. Like they would allow me to, and I just would never check because I trust them. But then after that, I noticed I was checking everyone's, even if they did nothing wrong to me, or for me to warrant suspicion. And that really sucks. But that's a me thing, you know.
I'm so sorry.
It happens.
One thing I heard is, you know a lot based on like that person's insecurities. Like if they're like asking you like, what are you hiding? What are you hiding? Like maybe they're the ones hiding something.
Generally.
Or like, are you lying? Are you lying? Maybe they're the ones that are lying about something.
Yeah, but I think like you should be okay, even if it's not going through someone else's phone. Like, just give it to them. Maybe they need to make a call. Maybe they lost their phone and they're trying to find their phone. You know?
Oh shit, that's gonna die really soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this Tea Tuesday, and maybe we'll be back for more tea sometime in the near future. I'm really sorry for how sloppy this ending is, but
In the beginning was sloppy
too. We really enjoyed our time with you today. Cheers.
We're like this tea. The beginning sucked, the end sucked, but the middle was great.
I did not. Thank God this is gonna die. Die already! No!
She's keeping this in, okay? She's keeping that in.
Oh God!
It's like gonna drip all over.
My booby! Bye!